One of the biggest changes in my health since leaving Canada isn't something that I added or started doing in my life. It was cutting out all of the garbage and junk that I was eating when I was living in Canada. Steve here, Street Smart Travel. This is the On the Ground Travel Health series. I'll put this in the playlist, episode number 5 today, about food. I've covered some things in the series, like how my allergies disappeared when I came down here, how I stay active, how my sleep is better, and my overall health continues to improve. That's not just my experience. There's a lot of expats who have echoed those exact same things because they made changes in their environment, and that made changes, positive changes, in their health. I'm not a doctor. This isn't dietary or medical advice. This is me sharing with you some of the things that have made a huge difference in my health since moving down here to Ecuador almost 4 years ago. In this video, I will unpack food in 3 simple steps. Step 1, I eat fresher, simpler food. Step 2, I eat differently because I live differently. And step 3, the cost makes healthier food choices much easier. Step 1, I eat healthier, simpler food, and much fresher also. GMOs, genetically modified organisms, are banned in the Constitution in Ecuador. They don't use a lot of chemicals growing food. They use some, and you can find GMOs, but they're not nearly as ubiquitous as they are in the West. Also, in the West, we eat with our eyes. When I go to a supermarket, everything looks perfect, but for me it has no taste, no flavor. I come down here, nothing looks great. Food, the fruits and vegetables, they're smaller, but they taste incredible. They have a flavor. They don't look perfect, but they taste way better. And it reminds me of the way food tasted when I was a little kid. I don't go to supermarkets here, I go to the local markets. And you can find fruits and vegetables, and protein and bread and whatever you need without going to a super Walmart or a Kroger's or a Dominion or whatever the big box grocery store is that you usually go to. Everything is fresh, in season. There's a huge variety, very colorful, super healthy, and I love going to the market, not just to get food, but also for the social experience of talking to the vendors, getting to know people, seeing the same people week after week. I can walk up to the market in about 7 minutes, spend 12 to 15 bucks, because that's all I can carry back. If I spend more than $15 at the market, I got to take a cab to come back here. And compare that to Canada, so 15 US dollars, maybe 20 Canadian dollars, 19, $20. What can you buy in Canada for 20 bucks at a grocery store? You're not getting a week's worth of groceries, I can tell you that. Something else I noticed down here, I usually stop eating by 6 p.m. and I don't eat until breakfast the next day, and I'm good. When I was in Canada recently, I tried the same thing. I would cook the exact same thing for dinner, obviously using food from Canada, and 2 hours later I was ravenous. It felt like I hadn't eaten at all. So I fell back into some habits of late night snacking, which I never do down here because my body is happy with the amount of food and the quality of food. I don't have late night snack attacks. A big, big benefit to being down here in South America. Step 2, I eat differently because I live differently. So I mentioned in previous videos, I'm a lot more active, doing a lot of physical stuff, walking. I don't find myself snacking because I'm bored. I'll have breakfast, usually hot cereal with a bunch of fruit in it and a shake. And I'll have a snack late morning, and then lunch somewhere around 1 in the afternoon, usually a pretty big lunch. And then dinner, I'm done eating by 6 o'clock. On the top floor of the market, there'll be the food court. You can find food there, like a full meal, breakfast or lunch. They're usually closed later in the afternoon, so dinner generally not an option. But also a lot of people in Ecuador don't eat dinner. They might have a little snack, a merienda. But you can go up there and get a set lunch or a set breakfast anywhere between $2.50 and $3.50 US. And that'll tide me over for at least 4 or 5 hours. If I eat a lunch, an almuerzo in the market at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, I'm probably not eating anything for the rest of the day because I'm not hungry. I haven't had that experience in Canada. I can't even remember the last time. So because my environment changed down here, my eating habits changed, and I'm much, much healthier for it. 3, the cost makes healthier food choices much easier. Things at the market are way cheaper. Depending where you go, which vendor, what time of the year it is, usually 4 or 5 apples, $1 US. I can get 17 bananas for $1. 17. One guy. I can go in and get any of the fresh fruits. A pineapple, I think, was $2 last time I was at the market. There's different kinds of grapes, anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50 a pound. Onions, I can spend $1 and have enough onions for a week and sometimes 2 weeks. So it's amazing. When I go back to Canada and I visit, I cannot believe how much food costs. And I remember when I go to Ecuador, I can go into the market literally with 15 bucks and know I'm going to get everything I need for the week. Occasionally I need to stock up, maybe I need cooking oil or seasonings or rice or whatever it happens to be. But generally 15 bucks a week and I'm good, like really good. What can you buy in Canada for the equivalent? That'd be about 20 bucks Canadian. Nothing. A week's worth of groceries on 20 Canadian dollars? Not my lifetime. Because fresh food is so cheap down here, I don't eat any processed food. Maybe I'll have some snacks, some crackers or cookies or something like that. But my diet changed because I'm eating like a local. I'm eating things that are fresh and in season and very inexpensive and super healthy, and my body thanks me for it. Anytime I go back to Canada, I know my gut is going to be destroyed until I come back down here and can get my hands on some real food. I don't know what's going on with the food supply in the West, but I don't want any part of it. My body and my health are much, much happier and better down here eating real food. Some street smart takeaways. One of my favorite rules when it comes to food, and again, not a doctor, this is medical advice, but I eat as low down the food chain as I can. That means I'm eliminating processed foods, processed flour, processed sugar, all that stuff. Go to the market, buy fresh produce, cook my own food, or buy food at the market, like buy a meal in the food court at the market. Fantastic. Also changing your environment, making slight changes. Not having snack foods, not having processed foods like chips or soda pop or sugary snacks, whatever. Don't have that stuff in your house, don't have it readily available to you, and you'll stop eating it. And your body will adapt and you'll be much healthier for it. The fresher the food you can get, if it's a farmer's market in the West, is probably the closest equivalent, or organic food. The way I look at it is either I spend the money now to get good quality food and enjoy a higher quality of health, or I spend money later by saving money and buying not so great food now, and I have health issues later in life because I made poor dietary decisions when I was younger. Now, if there's anything you want to know about staying healthy on the road, about lifestyle, travel health, especially in Latin America, please drop any comments or questions below. A lot of the best episodes on the channel have come from comments from viewers. As always, thanks for stopping by. Stay healthy, stay safe. See you out on the ground next week.